When I stole that championship belt a couple weeks ago, it was about respect. It was about taking what you feel you earned. And life ain't always fair. And I'm from right here, Ohio. And you people know life ain't always fair. You can't get a car loan because on a technicality, you don't have a good enough credit score. So now you gotta walk to work, your children gotta walk to school on a technicality. Your boss pushes you around even though you're better at his job than he is, and he talks to you like you're an idiot, but he's the boss on a technicality. So when I took that championship, it was about screw technicalities. It was about taking what's yours, what you deserved, what you feel that you earned, what you know in your heart and your soul that you deserve, that you earned. It was about just taking it. But I'm a grown-ass man. And I lost fair and square tonight. I climbed that ladder, and I didn't like what happened when I came down. I lost fair and square, and I'm man enough to admit that. So I'm gonna fix this leg, and I'm gonna stand up on my own 2 feet again. And one day, I'm gonna be world heavyweight champion, and there ain't no paperwork, and there ain't no technicalities, and there ain't no bullcrap that's gonna stop.
Skills and vocabulary too. All the hits in this edition is all brand new. You're through. I'm interplanetary and like Doctor Who. So who?
Fuck your beef, no relief. I step on stage, girls scream like I'm Keith.
We come back. You have about a week to digest what has happened at Money in the Bank. Keisha, I sit here in this chair and wonder how a company who threw a pay-per-view together in 2 weeks and was pretty solid came back 2 weeks later in the pay-per-view they had planned for a while and stunk up the place.
Yeah, I can't. I can't even imagine.
Just in case you are confused, it's Ring Time Pro Wrestling coming at you again. We are found a variety of ways. We are on the illustrious Spreaker podcast app. We are on TuneIn Radio. We are available on iTunes. Search Ring Time Pro Wrestling. We are on Stitcher Radio. Search Ring Time Pro Wrestling. We are on YouTube with Ring Time Pro Wrestling. You go to our website, ringtimeprowrestling.com. You can catch any and everything that's new with us, articles and that kind of thing. Been trying to keep it more updated lately. Got some things on there we might want to read. My ideas of the WWE kicking off a new brand extension with wrestling going in the direction is now. I think we have a shot at doing a new brand extension. I think if we separate the shows again and split the rosters up, we can really do some entertaining things. So I share my thoughts of that on the latest article on ringtimeprowrestling.com. But without further ado, did I say Keisha say hi to the people?
Hey.
I did it already? Okay.
You don't have to, because they know I'm here. And I know they listening. We in accordance with each other, so you know. It's cool. Hey,
all right.
I'm here every week just like you is, so we're not here.
Right. Yeah, sometimes you take time off. That is cool. We do not begrudge that. We understand you have a life. Unlike me, who I ain't got nothing better to do. I'm surprised I don't podcast more. Like, I don't understand why I don't turn this mic on more often, Keish. And you know, I have like 7 podcasts in my head that I should be doing that just don't ever happen. But, you know, that's neither here nor there. But, let's get into Money in the Bank. We'll kick off the show with a pre-show match. R-Truth and King Barrett actually was a pre-show match, Keisha. I thought it was actually going to be on the main show. But no, it was on the pre-show.
Yeah.
I'm going to say this. Wade Barrett has the worst luck of any King of the Ring I've seen in a long time.
Right.
Like, stay getting that ass whooped. Nothing to show for it.
It's awful. It's
like,
awful.
Let's hypothetically say he would have won Money in the Bank. Right?
Right.
It'd be a little different. Because Money in the Bank winners traditionally have gotten beat up pretty bad, but came out on the other end because they won Money in the Bank and everybody knew, they won Money in the Bank. Eventually, at some point, they come out of it and they do good, right?
Right.
Not the case with King Barrett. King Barrett, who's a British guy, so you think they would do a little bit more with this King of the Ring because he's British.
Not at all.
That's some nice trunks. I was embarrassed when what he came to the ring attire in. Like, that aluminum foil outfit was ridiculous. Like, somebody should be ashamed of themselves.
They should. Like, I don't understand it. I don't.
I know Miss Sandra ain't there no more, but somebody back there sewing should be fired. Like, this is horrible.
Right. Keith, I've questioned it as much as you are. I don't get it.
I think Vince been drinking because he had to see that and they're like, yeah, let's send him out, pal.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think he's been drinking on the job or something.
Right.
So yeah, that happened. That aside, Keish, I'm going to swallow my pride and I'm going to say this. R-Truth has been entertaining lately.
Yeah. I mean, I can't disagree with that. I can't.
Dude has been downright hilarious. Now, you know, and I understand that there's an angle for that. Santino ain't on the roster anymore. Y'all wouldn't hire Colt Cabana, and they need somebody who to be funny. My blackness makes me a little sensitive sometimes, so it's hard to, I'm very guarded when,
yeah,
a brother who traditionally does do a little da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da.
Exactly. Trust
gets
me.
out there and starts trying to be funny because, it gets borderline. I show my pearly whites. I show my pearly whites. So I have to a little guarded, Keith. A little guarded. But
I mean, that thin line is there. That thin line is there, and it takes nothing to cross it. Like nothing. So I completely understand where you're coming from. I get it. Trust me. Anybody, I get it. Because I watch every week, and I'll be waiting. I wait for that moment where it's like, okay, this is just a little bit too much. It only can go so far. And that's always my take on it. It only needs to go so far when dealing with somebody like R-Truth and the New Day and the primetime players. And I'm throw all of them in there together because it gets a little extra. I'm not going to sit here and act as if I don't recognize it. I see it. It gets a little extra sometimes, and I'm like, okay, this is becoming a little bit too much. I'm going to need them to draw back. Just a little bit. Thank you. Because, I'm telling you, that thin line is there. And it's getting thinner and thinner. And I'm going to really need for it not to just disappear. No. That can't happen. It won't happen. But, of course, there's always... Because R-Truth was the same person that was once out there smoking Newport on the side, ringside. Like, come on, dude. And we don't need to get back to that point. So it has been taken aback. I'm gonna need it to stay there. So, but I agree. He has become very entertaining lately. He is hilarious to me, especially not this past Monday's Raw, but last week's Raw before Money in the Bank. He came out. It was a funny segment. That's the kind of stuff I look for. But of course, yeah, I completely understand the watchfulness of the things that he does, because you got to watch out for it, because it's like you want it to happen, but you look for that extra, just a little bit.
No doubt. Here's the thing. Aside from that, guy was incredibly over in Cleveland.
Right.
Columbus. They was in Columbus on Sunday night, home of the Ohio Buckeyes.
Right.
Yeah, they incredibly over in Columbus. I'll give him that. But let's get to the main show. So we open the show with Money in the Bank. Like, that's how we kick off the show.
Yeah.
I would kind of thought that was second to last, third to last, maybe.
Right.
Didn't think we were going right into Money in the Bank. I
did not support it, Keith. I saw it. When I saw it, I was like, wait, time out. Sorry. No, can we pause this? Can we stop for a second? Who made the lineup? They need to be fired. Like, why would you put the match, the signature match of the entire show first? What? Like, why? I'm sorry, but I have to say, personally, I asked myself, why am I going to watch this for the rest of the show? Like, I'm like, why am I watching the rest of the show? I might as well skip all the way to the end. Like, for what? Why am I watching this? Who decided this needed to go first? That was stupid. In my own personal opinion, that was stupid. I'm not saying that it was a bad match. It was an incredible match. The match was awesome. But why was it first? I just need to, somebody need to explain this to me.
Here's where I'll
get it.
I will argue with you. I thought the match itself. Well, no, I thought the match itself was good. I thought the outcome was terrible. I understood it going first. This is why I understood it going first. I thought it would set the tempo for the show. Generally, the first match is one of those matches that gets everybody pumped up and gets the blood flowing, right?
Right.
Nothing more athletic, more engaging than Money in the Bank. Because your tag team match wasn't going to be that display of athleticism that it would have been when the Usos had the straps. Or, Tyson Kidd and Cesaro, that kind of thing. So you weren't getting that out of your tag match. So, no shade to the primetime players in the New Day, but they're more of a, it's two Biggie and versus Titus O'Neil and they partners is more of a traditional ground game powerhouse technician style match, right?
Right.
So, it is what it is. Kofi wasn't going to be involved in that match because he was in the ladder match. So, in theory, the energy match would be the ladder match, right?
Right.
Some notes I pull off. Kofi worked his ass off.
Oh,
definitely. Kofi was really working that match to a point where they gave you the belief that he had a chance. Like, I knew he wasn't going to win, but they gave you the belief that he had a chance. They even let the New Day interfere to a level of maybe he has a chance. Like, you knew the bottom was going to come out, but for the most part, you still gave it a chance. I like the New Day showing strength in numbers. I thought Neville looked pretty good. I thought
Neville
he did what he was supposed
awesome.
to do. Here's the thing. Him and Kofi was there to hit high spots and be entertaining, right?
Right.
I knew there was going to be at least 1 or 2 points in a match where they're going to tease you with Dolph. Like they were going to let Dolph get close enough to the mountaintop to make you believe that Dolph was going to win because they needed to jerk your chain a little bit.
Right.
I thought Roman legitimately was going to win. I did not anticipate the Bray Wyatt interference. I think it's a nonsensical feud, and I'll get into why later on in the show, but I get what's going on. And I thought they might have pushed them together a while back for the same reason. And it's not a good reason to put them together, but I get what the WWE is doing. Their pick for the winner is where I'm probably the most flawed about this match. Who thought Sheamus was a reasonable choice for your Money in the Bank winner?
I do not know. But
I mean, really, who sat down at creative and the brain trust that be sat down and said, you know what? A guy that could really take this case and do something with it, because you only have one world champ now. We don't have an extension. This is not where he could be the SmackDown champ and be the secondary champ, right? We are talking about where Brock Lesnar, Seth Rollins, Roman, and Ambrose, and these people are all standing tall right now, fighting for this belt, that this guy could come in a mix, and you would be interested in any match he would have with anybody.
Right. No.
And also view him as a reasonable threat versus anybody. Because I wouldn't watch him and Brock Lesnar and think, hey, that tough Celtic warrior has a chance against Brock. I wouldn't see it.
No one wants to see that. Nobody. I'm sorry. Like, no one wants to see that.
I think there was high hopes for Sheamus at one point.
Yeah,
but I think
right now.
that time has came and gone.
Yeah. Who?
I think this is only indicative that Sheamus must still show up to Sunday brunch. And he's still viewed by somebody in the brain trust as somebody who could be helpful on that level. Right. But yeah, I was done. I didn't really, no way. Like, who had Sheamus in your office pools?
Nobody.
Who among you? I doubt most of them.
I can guarantee you there's not one person that was watching Raw or watching the setups for these matches, anything, and was like, yeah, I think Sheamus is going to win. Sheamus is going to get the briefcase. Sheamus is going to be the next Money in the Bank winner. Sheamus, if nobody said that, no one, no predictions whatsoever that had Sheamus getting that briefcase. I don't know who the hell decided this was okay. It's not. Like, I really don't understand who put their heads together and was like, yeah, I think Sheamus should be our next Money in the Bank winner. For what? I don't understand this. It's ridiculous. The match was incredible. The ending was horrible. When I seen him grab that briefcase, I was like, what? Like, at WTF all the way. Can you not? Like, what? Really? Can we rewind that and then do this over? Because I'm just saying, who decided that this needed to happen? It don't. Like, now he's walking around with the briefcase, and it's not, I'm sorry, I have to say, it's still not believable. Like, I really am not watching that right now. Like, I don't see it. I don't see it. Nobody saw it. Nobody still sees it. I really don't get it. Why? Why is this even, for what? Like, I really am not understanding why is this even happening. Like, Sheamus is our Money in the Bank winner. Huh? Like, even with multiple predictions of who could win, he was not it. So it just occurred to me, like, it really just got me. It got me, because it was just kind of like, are you serious? I really just don't get it. I don't. I'm sorry. Like, as the weeks go on, it's going to still hit me. Like, what? What? I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to keep repeating itself over and over again in my head. Like, why is he the Money in the Bank winner? Like, why does he have the contract? Who decided he needed the contract? For what reason?
The pay-per-view doesn't pick up, because the next match, traditionally bathroom break, Nikki Bella took on Paige for the Divas title. Right?
Yes.
I'm going to say this, the dumbest finish I've ever seen. So, Paige is wrestling Nikki, Paige is up on Nikki, and then the Bellas do the twin magic thing. Despite the fact they don't even really look alike anymore. Exactly. They still go for the twin magic, which I think is already stupid.
Exactly. Because one of them doesn't have colored hair.
Right.
That don't exist. Like, one of their hair is not like light brown and the other one's like dark brown. No, we don't recognize that fact. So they still look extremely alike. Come on, man, for real?
So
they don't
have
the same outfit. Okay.
Looking alike anymore. Well, they did the outfit thing. Brie stuffed her bra apparently for this one. And Paige defeated Brie despite the switch.
Right.
And the ref called for the match. It's like, hey, Paige won. Then Brie admitted that she was Brie and she wasn't Nikki, and she threw all the stuff out the thing, and the ref called the match. Okay. Right here the match ends. Case regardless.
It should have.
Either you award Paige the title because they cheated anyway, and that was stupid, or you disqualify Nikki, Paige wins, and the match is over.
Right.
These fools thought Nikki comes back in the ring, starts beating up Paige, and then pins her, and then they call the pinfall, they call the win for Nikki by pinfall.
But why? That match should have been over when you found out Brie was not Nikki. That's when it should have been. It was over anyway, because you called the win for Paige. I mean, all you had to do was reverse. I mean, you didn't have to reverse the decision. You should have just changed it to where it was Paige won by disqualification, done. Or Paige won, she still has the title, be done with it. But what happened, and this is where I got confused, and then I realized what happened and was like, okay, this is stupid. They just continued. Like, they found out Brie was Nikki, and then they just let the match continue. And I'm just kind of like, but the bell already rung. Like, the bell already rung. You never rerun the bell to start the match over. And you let this happen? Like, what? They defied, like, they just completely destroy, like, all wrestling logic within, like, 5 seconds. Like, it was just kind of like, are you serious right now? Because if you're really paying attention, then you would, like, sitting there just like I was and was like, okay, wait. But did the match start over? Like, they never officially just started the match.
Here's the thing. Like, if you've ever watched pro wrestling, here's the thing. I don't think that they got... I don't care if wrestling is that, quote-unquote, is a scripted outcome. You have rules in your universe that you need to abide by.
Exactly.
And it totally defies the rule book, and I just thought it was stupid, right? Only to go to the next match, where Big Show takes on Ryack for the IC title.
Yeah, that shit was awful.
It was a stink fest, only to be found back that Miz was ringside because he is mad at Big Show and yada 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 for getting his way and getting the title shot, yada yada yada, and decides to interfere with the match and cause a disqualification. It just leaves everything in shambles. Totally useless, unnecessary, and we have nothing. It didn't get anybody over.
No.
It's kind of like Ryback hit the shell shock last week. I thought that was useless. One, I mean, it does show Ryack can hit it, but Big Show has been hit with every move so much that I don't think it's that impressive to see somebody do it at this point.
No. I mean, we've seen wrestlers hit him with an AA. He's been hit with an AA, a stunner, a knockout punch, RKO, a pedigree. I mean, you name it, he's been hit with it. So it's like, okay, majority of the wrestlers have extraordinary strength and talent. There's nothing really that is so like, oh my God, he actually did that. I'm not impressed. Like, I'm sorry, but I'm just not impressed. Like, the size of Ryack already tells me, like, he can do it. It's possible. It can happen. Like, come on, man. It's really not that impressive. Like, the match itself should never happen in the first place. But for it to be like, everyone's, oh my God, he can do that. Of course he can do that. I mean, do you not see his size? Like, are you serious? I'm pretty sure if other wrestlers that are smaller than him can hit him with finishing moves and things like that, it's not that. It shouldn't even be that difficult for him. But, you know, some people just don't think that way. There were actually people out there that were, like, surprised and impressed, and I just wasn't one of them. Like, you can't.
Next match. This is where the pay-per-view picks up. John Cena defeats Kevin Owens in the return match for them in a little saga. Solid match. I thought everything was executed well. I thought the after-match attack by Owens was masterful.
Right.
I thought it was very much heel one-on-one. I don't like this guy. He gave me a shot and I took it. I don't understand why these guys still try to be good, because when you give me a shot, I'm going to take it.
Exactly.
And he shot a shot. And John Cena's out, and he's injured.
The match itself was a good match. I give him that. The match was solid. It had the outcome that we thought it would have. The ending all the way around in itself was just wow. So, but once again, Kevin Owens shows his strength and his need to feel respected. And not only that, but his need to show the world, like, hey, I'm here. This is me. Because, of course, as it was said after the match, like, yeah, Cena won, but who are we talking about right now? You know, whose name is in everybody's mouth at this point? Because we're not just talking about Cena here. We're talking about Kevin. So he made his presence known. And I think that in itself was I think, the point. So, especially leading into the next match.
Yeah. Keish, you had this right in the preview show. I had it wrong. I will give you your props. The primetime players knock off the New Day and win the tag team titles.
It was an awesome finish. I was excited. I was impressed. But I really honestly have to say that I didn't know for sure that was going to... I knew title was going to change hands. Something in me felt like this just was going to happen. Because to think about it, and I thought when my prediction was correct, when my own self-prediction was correct. When they came out by themselves, Xavier and B.E., yeah, this is over. I think they got a chance, and they definitely got a chance. But I was like, yeah, this is over. So It was a great match. It was an incredible match, and I was excited for both the New Day and the primetime players to have this opportunity to have the tag team title match with each other, and I was with it. I definitely was with it. Yeah. Congratulations to PTP. I wanted to be in the crowd when they were sharing with the friends, so I'm not gonna lie. I was too excited about that.
Yeah, no, I'm sure it was entertaining. Yeah, primetime players. I don't know how long we'll hold, but we definitely got the belts right now. Main event: Seth Rollins defends World Championship against Dean Ambrose. Ladder match, easy match of the night. Maybe the Cena Kevin Owens match are head to head, right?
Right.
I like the finish in this one. I finally got to see Seth Rollins look dominant in a match because late in the match he turned it up.
Exactly.
So
the match itself was just incredible. I mean, I have to honestly say that the athleticism between Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose made this match just that much better. Like, they gave it everything. And I mean everything. And I was way too excited to see it. Way too excited. So, I'm glad. I'm glad that this was match of the night for me. It was. The moves and the chairs and the ladders and just everything. Everything about this match said yes to me. Everything.
Yeah.
I was way too excited to see this.
I thought it was definitive and it was climactic. I thought it left everybody in a good place. I thought it left Dean looking strong despite the loss. I thought Seth accomplished his point. He did it by himself. He didn't have any help. And he got the job done. He got the congratulations from Triple H. Mind you, did you see when Triple H gave him the pep talk before he went out?
Oh, Keith, I was motivated, okay? Like that pep talk got me hyped.
Yeah, I thought I was going to be world champ. I was like, oh, shoot.
That's
all right.
how I felt. After that, I'm like, well, let me head out to the ring. Like, I was hyped.
I saw, I was like, yo, somebody said come out and Rocky, you know what I mean?
Exactly. That's exactly what happened. Like, there was no way that Seth wasn't going to win after that. Like, it was just kind of like, you can't possibly just not win after a pep talk like that. Mm-mm. Like, that was it. That was it. But Seth himself definitely pulled the win off, and I was excited. I was just like, I was excited for Dean and for him because Dean gave it everything. I mean, everything. With the injured leg and just the different moves and the chairs, and he gave it everything. Everything. And I definitely commend him for that. So they both get an extreme wild applause for this match because I loved it. That's how you end the show. To me, that's exactly how it should have ended. Period. Because the rest of it was awful. Like the rest of the show was awful. Like, that was the greatest part of the show, other than the Money in the Bank ladder match itself. Like, that's the crazy part about it. The beginning of the pay-per-view and the end of the pay-per-view was great. But that was it. And I didn't like the beginning because the ending was horrible. So it was just kind of like, really? Like, everything that led up to that moment was just kind of like, I wouldn't be surprised if people missed the championship match because they just kind of turned off the pay-per-view somewhere in between. Like, I wouldn't. I honestly say that I just wouldn't be surprised. But, some people stick it out. I know I did. I stuck it out. And I was just kind of like, thank you. Thank you for showing me this incredible ending to this match, especially them both coming off that ladder with the belt. And it's just like, oh my God. Like, I seriously thought that it was going to be some kind of draw, or they just didn't know, or whatnot. Because Dean had a chance. That gave every bit of sense saying that Dean had a chance. Like, everybody that saw that just said to themselves, like, yeah, she got a shot. I didn't know what else to do. Like, I was done.
Usually we take a break around this time, but we're going to kind of roll in and take a break after the news and the segment for the birthdays. So, right now, let's roll into birthdays. There aren't a lot. Actually, like none, really. In 2 days, which would be Saturday. Well, you know what? Be tomorrow for some of y'all, because y'all probably, this probably won't be posted until Friday. So let's go with tomorrow, Saturday, the 20th.
Right.
Don West of TNA fame will turn 52. The man behind the scenes selling stuff. Coco Beware will turn 58 on Saturday. Hall of Famer Coco Beware. Singer of the illustrious Pile Driver song, Coco Beware.
Exactly.
Other than that, there's nothing. Like, there's no more birthdays until, like, the 25th.
That's
At least
crazy.
on my calendar. At least on my calendar. Take that for what it's worth. But that's my calendar. News. TNA may be trying to sign Rey Mysterio.
Why? I mean, I
Here's the
understand
idea.
why, but still. Like,
Rey owns his name. So what they figure is they could get in on the merchandising. If
Right.
they sign Rey, they can sell a lot of merch and make a lot of money because they probably get their hands on some more distribution deals. And I would tell you, Rey moves merch. Like, they'll sell a ton of those masks. They'll sell all kinds of T-shirts. The guy moves merch like crazy because kids love him. So the guy moves high volumes of merch. That was one of the assets of him being in the WWE. He moved high volumes of merch. I think TNA offers a unique place for him because they have such a limited taping schedule. And right now there's no house show schedule.
Right.
That he could, knock that out pretty soon if he over his life career. But other than that, I mean, I think it will allow him to do his dates in Mexico. They have partnerships with AAA, so they could probably work something out like that. So I think other than being back in the WWE full time, this might be, a good hit for him.
Right.
Don't know how true it is. Don't know how much Dixie they're willing to spend. But if they're willing to really cut that check, because the guys used to make it a high dollar, I think it'd be interesting.
Hey, if that's what they want to do, they really gonna have to pay for it. So, I mean, I'm interested to see if it happens. I'm definitely interested to see if it happens because I have to wonder, I have to honestly ask, is he gonna wrestle? Is he gonna have a different role? How exactly is he going to be incorporated into TNA? Because a lot of there's always a speculation of, he'll have this role and that role, and he won't be really doing this and that and third. And I just have to wonder, how exactly are they going to slide him into all of this? So we definitely have to see. We will definitely have to see. So, I don't know. But that's if they actually sign him.
Right.
You never know.
It's all very hypothetical. Who knows if he wants to sign or if he wants to be involved in any kind of deal with them. WWE July 4th event will stream live on the WWE Network.
That's awesome.
They're doing a big show in Tokyo. It will air live July the 4th at 6:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time in the United States. Because, of course, it'll be 7:30 p.m. in Japan.
Okay. So this is Saturday morning at 6:30, correct?
Right.
Okay.
So they're kind of ahead of us. So be ready, 6:30 to the WWE Network. As somebody who stays up and watch Japanese pay-per-views, that's about right. It's actually a little later. Because generally I get up about 4 in the morning to watch New Japan because most of their pay-per-views start about 5 o'clock Japanese time in the evening. So with WWF kicking off at 7:30, I think it's just to give that balance where it is prime time over there in Tokyo. But in the States, your fans still got a chance to watch it.
See, I don't have to worry about being up. I get off work at 5:30 in the morning, people. 5:30 in the morning. I work every Friday night, so that would be Saturday morning. I get off 5:30 in the morning. I usually get home about 7, so I will definitely be watching from the time my day starts until I probably died out. But, you know, hey. And of course, this is going to be on the network, so I have full access. I'm too excited about this situation right now. Because that means that I won't miss a thing. And that, to me, is awesome. So if you can, people, set your alarm clocks. Some people are already up at that time anyway. So, hey, watch live. Because I know I will. I will. As much as I can, I will. Definitely.
Right.
Got to.
No.
This is a rare event. I have to watch. It's going to be awesome, though. I'm just saying. This is going to be greatness.
Well, China visited the WWE headquarters.
Jesus. I'm sorry.
Apparently, she was in the process of doing a documentary on her life, and I don't know if she's there trying to get some footage or get some release done or what. I'll tell you why it won't happen. WWE wants nothing to do with her.
Nothing. Not at all.
Nothing to do with her ideas or branding, her style.
They don't want to connect themselves to her, period. They want to act as if China just kind of, didn't happen. And, some people don't really see that. But I'm like, you really have to read between the lines here. What's the best way to put this? I'm pretty sure if they could, because they don't even bring her up. China is treated the way the Chris Benoit situation happened. It's like she doesn't even get mentioned in things. When they talk about stuff, they don't bring China up. Of course you see her in footage, and of course, you can't edit it. You're not going to edit that out, but that's about it. It's not as extreme as the CBS situation, but it's close. Because they don't want anything to do with her. They don't want to even be connected to her like that. They're just kind of like, no. They don't. That's why you don't see her at reunions. She don't just randomly pop up on Raw or SmackDown or something like that. She doesn't guest star at anything. Because they don't want anything to really do with her. I mean, but that's something that China, she kind of brought that on herself. So it's crazy how she's trying to delete her own past and history, but it's kind of like China, the world can see that. Do you not know? People can still see this stuff. All you have to do is just Google her name, and you'll get more than just the porn videos. This chick saying this is the same chick that was on Celebrity Rehab. Who really wants to connect their business and merchandise to that? If we just even talking from a financial standpoint, no, that's horrible marketing strategy. No, I'm going to put out a doc and for wrestling fans like myself who love China, I used to love China. China was and still is to me one of my favorite wrestlers. But at the same time, I completely understand why that will never happen for her. So she can talk about it and she could dream about it till days on end, but it's just not going to happen. And I think that that's something she'll just have to come to terms with. To sit down, she just had to be sitting and just be like, look, no. Like, that's pretty much the end of it. End of it. Just no. This conversation needs to be null and void because it's just not going to happen. And when I found out that she actually visited the headquarters, I was like, okay, what, she's saying, hey? Like, what is... Because I know she's not talking business. And all I saw was a picture of her standing outside. And I was like, oh, well, anybody can do that, but did she actually talk to people? You know, because you let her tell it, you know, there is no bad blood. There's no bad blood, and they're all still friends, and everything's good. But I was like, yeah, probably not to that extent. I wouldn't say all of it.
But pretty much, WWE would never release that China footage. Here's the one. Who's in charge right now?
Right now?
Yeah.
Triple H and Steph are in charge.
Exactly.
At this point.
And they're going to be there for a while.
Right.
They don't want China to get Googled and people be like, oh, the naked lady.
Exactly.
Also, I don't think they want people to focus it, because if she tell her side of the story, she'll tell a side of the story about the breakup too. And I don't think they're going to want that side of the story out either, for their kids and for their own ego. So that's never going to happen. We're never going to see anything. They're going to put the kibosh on all of that. Whoever tries to make that doc, they're going to have to make it without any wrestling footage. I can tell you that much. And
it'll be hard to do that. Because it wasn't like China was in the WWE for like a hot second. You know? And that's something that people have to remember. It wasn't like she was just there for like a year or two and then she was gone. No. So to make her doc without the wrestling footage, you're pretty much cutting out about, 10 years of her life? Even if
she was there for a year, I mean, it's the most significant portion of her life.
Exactly. So how can you really do that? Like, you can't, it really wouldn't be a way. Actually, to tell the truth, it wouldn't even be worth watching. If you did do it. Like, I wouldn't want to watch that. But I know of course, people know, like, they associate...
Even with the footage, it's not worth watching. Unless you watch it for the train wreck, it's not really worth watching.
It's not. Like, of course, that's exactly what's going to end up happening. Because to tell the truth, I mean, has she really even got her life together?
I don't think so.
Has she really gotten together at all?
Nah, probably not. Well, Keish, that's the first half of the show. So we're going to hit the break, we're going to come back, and get y'all acquainted with what happened after Money in the Bank and other stuff.
Right.
Look at the smile on Seth Rollins. Look at that championship belt around the waist of the champion. That is a winner right there. That is a champion right there. A class completely by himself. Seth Rollins, WWE World Heavyweight Champion. What did I tell you, baby? We are back live on Monday Night Raw, Cleveland, Ohio tonight. Capacity. Hey, look at there, Johnny Football, the Heisman Trophy winner from the great state of Texas. Played at Texas A&M, now with the Cleveland Browns. But he's got a Miz t-shirt, so obviously he's having a few problems.
Take a good look, Cleveland. Take a good look. Because this is what a world championship looks like. Hell, Johnny Idiot Face over there is never going to bring you a title. LeBron James ain't bringing a title back to Cleveland. This is the only championship you should be celebrating. So soak it up, because I am leaving this piece of crap town, and I am taking this title with me. You understand that?
So, we come with Raw this week, right?
Right.
Raw's from Cleveland. Seth Rollins shows up, burns the house down. Still proclaims he don't need nobody. Don't know how well that's gonna work. But he was funny. He slandered the city of Cleveland. Told they losers, they wouldn't go win nothing. Johnny Manziel might be referred to Johnny as Johnny Idiot Face forever. Because all the sports talk radio hosts and everybody picked that up. Everybody loves Johnny Idiot Face.
Of course. All you gotta do is throw a camera in it.
And he said, hey, LeBron James ain't gonna bring you no championship. Quite prophetic words, Seth, because the next night in that very arena, LeBron James didn't bring no championship.
Nope. That pretty much happened.
Valiant effort. Very valiant effort. Amazing finals. Amazing effort by LeBron. But, yeah, close but no cigar.
It didn't happen. Yeah, it didn't happen.
Well, it wasn't even close. I mean, it just no fucking cigar, right? 4-2 ain't exactly close. So no cigar.
Right.
But that happened. Ambrose apparently isn't done. Came down, put the boots to Sheamus. And I guess we got a Sheamus Randy Orton thing going on now?
Yeah. That seems to be it. Because, I mean, that was very, very adamant when he came down, and then Sheamus did the same thing later on in the night. It was kind of like, so that's what's going on.
And apparently Sheamus is the authority's boy, which is very weird when you got a Money in the Bank winner and you got a champion already around. You know what I mean?
Right. Exactly.
But Sheamus doesn't like the same people they don't like, apparently. So that's part of it. I think the Sheamus Randy Orton feud is more also, I don't know what to do with these two guys right now.
All right.
So let's just stick them in together, and they'll go off in their quarter, right?
Right.
I thought Kevin Owens was masterful in addressing the WWE Universe. Very hard to dislike Kevin Owens, Keish.
You know
I
what?
know I'm supposed to. Like, I know he's a heel. I know I'm supposed to not like him. So hard. So hard.
It's you know what's crazy about it is that you're right. Like, see him and you're just kind of like, oh, I can't stand him. But really, you know, honestly, you can. Like I have to say that I don't have a dislike for Kevin Owens either. Actually, I kind of like him. I love him. Like, I think he's incredible. I do. His mic work, his ring work, his everything. I think he's awesome. Personally, he got it together. I can't hate him. I'm sorry. There is no part of me that's like, oh my God, it was Kevin Owens. Like, I don't boo him. I applaud him. Like, I think he's awesome. I can't. Like, he's doing an incredible job. Incredible. So, kudos to Kevin for just being one of the best heels I've seen in so long. Like, he's like a breath of fresh air when it comes to the heel world. Because it's, you can't really take your eyes off of him. And what we're doing right now has been his goal for the longest. And of course, is the way that he puts it. His name is in everybody's mouth at this point. I don't care if you can't stand him or if you just love him to death or you're a neutral person, but you've seen what has happened. Kevin is what we're talking about. Kevin Owens is who we're talking about when it comes to not only him and the Cena feud, just in general. One of the best NXT champions that there has been. Period. And I think that his move so far into the WWE has been great. Like, there has not been a step missed. So,
I think he's one of the most aggressive champions to carry the NXT banner. I think he is one of the better people to come in and be aggressive with that NXT title and move it beyond just that show. Like most NXT champions haven't shown up on Raw, on SmackDown consistently and still represented NXT. Most of them were in their transition out. He has maintained a certain level of consistency of being that champion.
Right.
And being on these shows. Very proud of him. It's a guy that I thought 2 or 3 years ago would have never gotten a shot in the company. And to see him hold prime real estate is amazing. Because I think he's deserving. I think he's athletic enough. And he's got the chops, obviously. And this has been an incredible week for Owens. An incredible week. Think about it.
Right. Sunday
is Money in the Bank. He's pretty much, second-tier headlining a pay-per-view. Does Raw. It has NXT on Wednesday with Samoa Joe. Like, he's dominating the week of WWE television programming. And, spoiler alert, they talk about him on SmackDown, too. You know what I mean?
Right.
He is all across the board. Like, that's... Nobody on the main roster is getting that kind of push and that kind of love. I'd be remiss, also, Money in the Bank, Raw, and even watching NXT, incredible Dusty Rhodes tributes.
Exactly.
Like the video package that they aired in the beginning, awesome. The 10-bell salute was awesome. Very awesomely done at Money in the Bank. WWE is the greatest in the world at these video packages, man. And it was great to watch. I'll get into a little bit after Raw. The WWE put together their memorial documentary, kind of where he pulls some things from his actual 2006 bio and then worked in some more things. And we'll go over that a little bit. But, yeah, I could go through the show again without mentioning that. And just, the class that they showed in that.
Right.
And it was just amazing. Because, the Dream deserves it. Like, that guy was so incredible and so important to what we love and know about professional wrestling. Exactly. The way somebody put it, if he wasn't your favorite wrestler, he probably inspired your favorite wrestler.
Exactly. At some point.
Right. So,
there's no denying it. There's no denying it. He was awesome in every way. And the video packages, you're right, they put together for him, incredible. I loved it. The video tributes were greatness. There was nothing about them that was just, it touched everything. It was awesome. So there's really just no denying that he was just that great. It's not at all. So it definitely speechless.
Okay. But going back now through Raw, Ziggler comes out and takes a beating from Owens. I kind of expected that.
Right.
I knew Dolph was going to sell like a man going to the electric chair for Owens. But they had a really good match. They gave you the belief that Dolph could have won that match a couple of times. And Owens did his part too. So I was impressed with that. Paige tries to get some help from the Divas to take down the Bella Twins.
Yeah, that didn't go too well. Not for her. That actually went quite horribly.
Right. Nobody wants to go with her. Here's where all the flaws are with that story. First of all, I never know whether the Bella Twins are going heel or babyface.
Right.
Two,
like, they don't really say. It's kind of like they're playing both sides of the fence.
Yeah.
So I think that's what it is. Because one minute you see them and you think, oh, you think they're heels, and then the next minute you see them, then they have like this face appeal, and it's just kind of like, okay.
Right, because didn't this last month when they were facing Naomi and Tamina, they tried to make you feel sorry for them?
Right. And now they're doing Twin Magic again, which is actually a heel move. So it's kind of like they come in and it's really confusing. because I don't know what to call them. All you can call them is the Bellas win, because you don't know how they're going to act. One week they're all like, oh my God. Like, it's funny listening to Nikki's interviews when she's talking about her title and all that kind of stuff. Like, she's so humble and so modest, and she's just like, I mean, I just have to thank everyone, and I fought so hard, and this, that, and the third. But then, like, there's this moments with Brie where she's just kind of like, yeah, I'm champion, and I'm awesome, and you suck. Like, wait a minute. Didn't you just have this interview where you were just kind of like, I mean, I couldn't do this alone, and then the next minute it's just kind of like, oh, you'll never beat me. Like, what? Like, I don't get it. It's confusing me because it's kind of, I understand, yeah, you as a competitor, you're going to not, especially if you're champion, you're going to make the statement like, nobody can beat me, I'm the best. But at the same time, the way that she takes it is two different things. Because one minute, it's like, you know, I just want to thank everyone, and I couldn't do this for myself, and everyone's support is just so awesome. And then the next minute, it's just kind of like, but you'll never beat me, though. You can't beat me. I'm awesome. I'm great. It's like, wait, what? Like, what you do? I can't.
I'm going to give you a fundamental flaw in Paige's speech. It was stupid because she tried to reference the Bella saying, hey, they got control or they got power, and that's just because who they're married to. Well, Nikki ain't married because y'all seen it won't marry her. You on the show with her, you know that.
Exactly.
Also, it's antithetical to what's going on in the storyline. Because what's going on in the storyline is that the Authority has the power, and they hate their spouses. The Authority hates Daniel Bryan and hates John Cena. So that would give them any backstage power. So it's inconsistent with what's going on with the on-screen storyline which you are participating in. So it's just kind of like, I don't know who wrote it, but it was like, that's stupid.
Yeah, but I didn't get that either. Because when I heard it, I was like, well, wait, Nikki's champion, she's not married? Like, wait a minute, pause. Let's back up that. Not only that, but you're right. Daniel and John are both hated by the Authority. So even if Nikki was married to John, she still wouldn't have any pull because they can't stand him. So it's like, really? Can you not? I don't know. Paige, another flaw that I saw in the story and in her speech, and I kind of was like, okay, she really needs to stop talking, was the simple fact that she tried to rally everyone against the Bellas and make it, she's like, they're trying to make everything about them. But Paige, this is all about you. Like, wait a minute. like, this is all
Pretty
about
much.
you. You're just not saying it. Yeah. Like, this moment right now is all about you. But you're just not putting it that way. The way that you want to say it is, oh, they're just making it all about them. Actually, they really aren't. They're really not. You're making it all about them. Because this is all about you. Just like one of them pointed out, like, didn't you lose last night? Yeah, you lost last night. And now you're trying to get everybody else against them because you can't win against them. This is all about you. This all the attention and everything ain't even on them. It's on you. You want everything to be about you. And everybody, that was the other flaw in this whole situation in itself. Because I was like, her speech does not, it wasn't convincing at all. Like, if I was sitting there and you just the way that you were trying to get me to be on your side, I wouldn't be on your side either. Well, regardless of if I can't stand these people or not, I'm still not taking your side. Like, no, I can't be behind you making speeches like that. Like, it was awful. Whoever wrote that just did not think that through. Because there was nothing in that speech that had me inspired to be like, yeah, Paige, I'm with you. No, nobody was with her. Like, even without the Bella showing up, I'm pretty sure everybody still would have walked out and been like, nah, I'm good. Because it made no sense. None of it made sense. I was like, oh my God, she needs to get off this chair and stop talking. It was just stupid. It was.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it. Also, what is a machine gun, Kelly?
Honey, okay. What's the best way to put this? I know who Machine Gun Kelly is. It's just that I haven't seen him in so long. Like, I'm kind of like, why is he a guest star on Raw? Like, I didn't understand it.
Was Bone Thugs not available?
No, obviously not.
Not even all of them. I'd have took Busy Bone. Give me Busy Bone.
No, that wouldn't be good.
Busy Bone would have did me a solid for Raw. Crazy Bone. Flesh.
Right.
I'm negotiable. Kevin Steen came out and saved the show and powerbombed Kelly into that little soft area down below.
Right. But I'm pretty sure it had all kinds of cushion under it.
Also, Machine Gun has the worst rap crew of all time.
Awful.
How all y'all his boys and his stage crew and all that, and you let somebody scoop him up and powerbomb him?
No.
That is about as bad.
All of them were standing back there. Like, if anybody was paying attention to... All of them were standing back there.
They all ran and rushed to Machine Gun. Nobody tried to take out Owens. No swipe at him or nothing.
Nothing.
All right, gotcha.
Nothing. Y'all awful. You would not be my entourage. Like, no. You wouldn't be hanging with me. Because y'all would... If you was with me, if you my crew, you wouldn't even let him do that much. The second he would have kicked me, y'all would have been all over him. No, right. Nobody touched him. Everybody was standing in the back. That was the worst part about it. All of them were in the back just looking. Like, wait, y'all not gonna do anything? Like, they did something after the fact. Like, y'all waited until he actually, like, powerbombed him off the stage to run to his aid. Like, and then you didn't even defend him. You just kind of ran up to him and like, oh my God, get him up, get him out of here. Like, wait, what? Nobody else was going to do anything? Like, it was awful. The rest had got him to get off the stage and walk to the back. Like, nobody did anything else to him. I don't know. It was awful. The performance was awful. And I didn't want to hear all that crap. It was just stupid. And then that whole segment was stupid. So you're going to push a wrestler, like, and then he's just going to randomly come out of nowhere and powerbomb you off the stage? Come on, man. You got to make this a little bit more believable than that. Like, it was just stupid. It was a part of the show that could have been kept. Like, that didn't even need to happen. Like, why? Why even have him as a guest star? Like, you could have just left that be for the night. Like, thank you, but no thank you.
Yeah, no need. Totally terrible.
Every level of awful. I don't even know how else to put that. Ugh. Oh.
Brighter though. Brock is back.
Yes, thank you.
I thought he was scheduled for next week's Raw. I knew he was scheduled for next Raw. I didn't know he was showing up this week.
Right. Well, it was great, though. It was awesome. The Battleground? What?
The Authority needs to find an opponent for Seth Rollins. I think this is the one where, since he's talking all that Yin Gang, this is the one where he has a higher probability of losing. And he out there, hungry to dry.
Did you see the way that he was, like, shaking? He wouldn't even look Rock in the eye. Like, Rock walked up to him and he was just looking down, and then he was glancing up and walking away. Like, it was awesome, because now you just see the seer. And, like, you just know, like, yeah, Seth, you met your match. Now you gotta put your words where your mouth is. You have fun with it, because ain't nobody helping you at this point. No one. I think it's greatness. So, Rock returning has definitely got me excited. This is a good thing. This is definitely a good thing. I'm with it. But I'm hearing rumors, and I didn't want to say this, but I think I'm just going to put it out there. I'm hearing rumors, Triple H, Seth Rollins, SummerSlam? What? Like, huh? Are we really going to try to make this happen? I'm trying to see if this is even possible.
Right.
You know? I am. I'm trying to see if that's even possible. But this is the rumor reveal that I've got, like, earlier this week. I'm just kind of like, are you serious? Like, no, I don't even know if I even want that to happen. But, yeah. So, Seth Rollins and Brock Lesnar in the background. If this rumor is the truth, then I can understand that would be the case. But at the same time, still, it's understandable why he's facing Brock, because you're right. You have been, for the last couple of weeks or so, talking about how you can do it by yourself, and you got it, and I'm good, I don't need nobody, and I did this, and I created this, and it's me, and everybody loves me. Yeah, okay. So, Brock is now your next challenge. Good luck with that. Good luck with that by yourself.
I think it's the perfect dichotomy. It's your chicken heel against the massive, dangerous babyface with no back down, and it's going to be crazy. I think Heyman's going to do the heavy lifting vocally. I expect a good match out of it, though, and everything should be solid. I think now we'll see what happens, and if we get to SummerSlam, which is the next pay-per-view at the Battleground, and that poster with Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar going around for SummerSlam makes sense.
Right.
Like, how do we get there?
I have to wonder. Well,
Okay.
I mean, if, like, the whole Triple H thing, if that is the case, then I can see, like, this is my prediction. This is just my way of kind of putting it together. Seth faces Brock at Battleground. He loses the title. He's angry. I don't need authority. Y'all suck. You guys are on my nerves, blah, blah, blah. It becomes this hatred for Triple H. Next thing you know, he shoves him. He does something to where Triple H gets so mad that he not only wants Seth to suffer, he wants to cause the torturing of it. So, bam. Now you got Triple H stuff around the SummerSlam. There you go. And that's just one route to take with it. I mean, even if, like, some kind of miracle happened and it threw us all into left field, and Seth retains the title at Battleground, which I don't see happening. Still, he could get so arrogant that Triple H just kind of like, oh my God, I can't stand you. And then they start disputing, and next thing you know, they have a match or something. I personally just don't know. But like I said, it's a rumor. Of course, a lot of rumors don't really happen that way or happen at all. But I had to mention it. I had to. Especially after this Monday Night Raw. And Brock being brought back.
Right. Also, I'd be remiss not to discuss. So, Roman Reigns and Bray Wyatt are going to have a feud. This Roman Reigns and his daughter, and Bray out here threatening people's kids now?
Yeah, that's a little dark. That's a little, but you know, I guess that's supposed to go along the lines of what Bray is. You know, what Bray Wyatt is.
It might be unnecessary dark. You know what I mean? Like, exactly. I don't remember Undertaker, like, doing that. I mean, he did kidnap Stephanie. But that's
but Stephanie was an adult. Like, yeah, you kidnapped Stephanie, but Stephanie was in, like, her 20s. Like,
right.
Roman's daughter is, like, all of, like, 7? No. That was, to me, an extreme. That was an extreme. I was like, okay, WWE, I'm going to need y'all to draw back on that because it was a little too much. You're right. I mean, yeah, darkness is a part of Bray Wyatt's persona. But to have the family involved like that? No. Y'all need to stop this, okay? And what's crazy is that every time the company tries to implement things like that, they go to an extreme. It's like, it doesn't need to be that extreme. I mean, come on, man. So, have to see what really goes down with that and the rest of the feud. I mean, granted,
right.
Making it personal, yeah, I completely understand that, and I totally understand why that happened, but it was just a little too much. It was an extreme. That was extreme. I don't think it needed to be that extreme. So.
Moving on from Raw, Tough Enough kicked back up this week with a special Tuesday night. Basically, we got to narrow down from 40 to the 13 that's going to the actual show. Did you get a chance to peek at it?
No, I did not, honestly, because of my work obligations and all that kind of stuff. So that was one thing I didn't get a chance to look at, but I definitely need to go back.
A few bright spots. One, there was some morons there.
That sounds about right.
They had an inspirational guy there. I mean, he was on one leg, you know what I mean? And everybody was inspired. There's some people who talk too much and got the attention of the host.
All right.
There's people I'm watching. There's a young black dude. He's 19. And he's going to be on the show. In shape. Always wanted to be a pro wrestler. One of his things he said he's there and he can't understand why he in a room full of people and they claim they want to be superstars. They don't know nothing about wrestling or can't have that wrestling talk. I believe that. There was a guy who did interview and said he wasn't that familiar with the WWE. So that happened. All in all, good show. Booker T, Billy Gunn, and Lita were heavily involved in the narrow it down. Jericho popped up on the show and he, did his thing as a host. So it's gonna be interesting though. What are the timelines here now? So that was Tough Enough. And the actual show kicks off next week. So I'm gonna watch, Keish.
Hey.
I'm going to keep up with Tough Enough. Just because it's just, I want to see how it changes. And if somebody from Tough Enough actually can make it. Now, generally, Tough Enough, success stories, okay, for people who don't win it. See Ryack. See Johnny Nitro. Also, Puma. No, not Johnny Puma. Johnny Mondo and Lucha. But, yeah, Ryack didn't win. The Miz, I think, didn't win. And they worked for us.
Yeah. So, but, I mean, hey. Whatever.
Right.
Whatever.
Also, WWE NXT. We got to watch that last night. I think Enzo, Carmella, and Big Cass have a future. I like their whole bit, their dynamic as a trio.
Right.
What did you think of Samoa Joe versus Kevin Owens?
I thought that it was awesome. Oh, I think. I'm sorry. Samoa Joe, when you see him, when I see him, I just think greatness. So, of course, and I've already expressed how much I love Kevin. So there's already the combination of the two. Like, I was impressed. That's the best word that I could use for that. I was impressed. So there is really no further explanation for it. None.
The match ended how I knew it had to end. Does that make sense? You know what I mean? Like, I knew it had to end that way. without clear-cut defining how it was going to end. I thought the early parts were good. I thought they kind of slowed it down later. But I would like to see this thing play out and see where it goes.
Right. I mean,
yeah. So I would have to see where it plays out. Because the thing is, Owens is going to get removed from all of this NXT stuff soon.
Yeah.
Joe probably will be sooner than later also. So just try to see how it all works itself out. Other than that, Keish, anything new, shouts, whatever, going on this week?
I keep at work, running around. This is my only off day this week, and I've had supervisor meetings, and I've had extra stuff to do, and of course, I've prepared for a baby shower, Father's Day, and your daughter's birthday. So this has been crazy week. It's going to be a crazy weekend. I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to get my energy from because I am already tired. I'm already tired, but I'm good. I'm good. Life's good. I'm happy. I'm good. So that's pretty much what it is, man. It's life. It's life, and I'm loving it right now. Right. Then there's wrestling. And of course I love wrestling. So, oh man, I seen this necklace. I've got to get it. It's like a heart and it says like wrestling in it. I want it. I want that necklace. I'm just saying. For every wrestling lover, every female wrestling lover out there in the world needs to have this necklace in life. And it's only like $10. I need that necklace. That's all right. I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna find it and I'm gonna buy it. That's it. That's already been determined. Yeah.
All right. I really don't have nothing. Sunday is Father's Day. Everybody enjoy Father's Day. Salute your fathers. Yes. And with that, Keish, we are out.
Bye.
Catch everybody next week.
Kevin Owens, this Sunday at Elimination Chamber, you will be facing John Cena in what is being dubbed as a champion versus champion match. We've been able to see what you've inflicted on Sami Zayn at NXT, and you've claimed that that's not a personal matter, but now with John Cena, is this personal for you, between you and John?
You know what, Renee? I think it might be personal. And it actually hadn't occurred to me until you just said it. See, because I came here and did what I did to John a few weeks ago on Raw because he was taking credit for Sami Zayn's injury when, as I've explained many times, that injury is mine. I caused it. You were there, you remember, right? But now that you put it this way, there's something deeper to it. See, because ever since I've gotten here in WWE, I've realized that everybody lives in John Cena land. From the higher ups to the decision makers to the crew that sets up the arena, and everybody in between. John Cena this, John Cena that. Well, you know, where I came from, there was no John Cena. Actually, where I came from, I was John Cena. I'm the one people looked up to. So, with that in mind, I literally physically can't come here and do like everybody else and praise John Cena and let him take credit for something I did. So this Sunday at Elimination Chamber, not only am I going to set the record straight, but I'm going to show the entire WWE Universe and you, because I want to make sure you see it too, that the real champ is... Come on.
Here. Thank you very much for your time.